Hey there, it's Joe Soundcloud Disruptive. How are you? I'm good. So, this year so far, I feel has been pretty weak for this channel. I have uploaded very sporadically at certain points and just haven't been all there. I haven't been putting forth a lot of effort. And I intend to change that because December, I plan on uploading a video every day of the month, and unless I don't, and then forget all about this statement here. But if I do, then yeah, I'm going to upload a video every day this month just to try to get the ball rolling, try to get some momentum going into the new year. That's the plan. So I'm going to start off with doing lists already. I know it's only the first day of December, meaning that there's still 29 more days to go after this, and anything could happen, but I don't think there's anything big coming out in the category that I'm doing today. If something happens to pop up, I will add it to my list. I will take off the bottom album on this list. I will dump it out. I will bury it in the dirt and forget all about it. But for now, this is my top 10 instrumental albums of the year. Now, there are hundreds of thousands of instrumental albums that I haven't heard this year, I'm sure, and plenty of genres that I don't listen to that I haven't heard. However, I would say this is the guitar-oriented, heavy instrumental album list of the year. And for that category, this is the official list for that specific category. So I'm not going to take a lot of time going into it. I can't get too in-depth about the lyrics or anything on these because there's not many lyrics in instrumental albums, if you got that joke. Now, if there's a song or two on an album or some spoken word, come on, give me a break. I'm going to say it's an instrumental album. If it feels like an instrumental album, it's an instrumental album to me. So whatever. I'm going to start at number 10, as people do. It's Paul Wordingham's Cybergenesis. Great album from a technical standpoint. This could be the absolute best of the year, but it is a heavy lift. It takes a while to get through. It's longer and it is dense. But technically, this thing is mind expanding and mind blowing. A very good album. As is the next album, Wide Eyes. This again, from a technical aspect, blows your mind. There's a lot of different things going on in here. Just give them a listen. There's a lot of keys in there as well, but very, very good instrumental music. But it's just not, there's so much going on that it makes it hard to remember. And that's my knock for it, as was the first one. You're going to see a pattern here because number 8, when I say this and put this at number 8, people who like instrumental music, they're going to want to string me up or something, man. They're going to want to do something bad to me because it's Liquid Tension Experiment 3. Yeah. Everybody probably expects this to be number 1, but you know what? It's not. It's number 8, which isn't a bad thing. Number 8's a good place to be. Why is it number 8? Again, it falls into the same category for me as the first two that I've already talked about. Technically, it is amazing. They're proficient as hell. There's a lot of really cool experimentation going on here. However, due to the density of the music and due to so much going on, you don't necessarily remember it. It's not an album that I listen to and I'm like, I got to go right back and hear that. I never sit around thinking, man, I got to listen to that album again. While I'm listening to it, I enjoy it and I'm like, holy shit, this is amazing. But afterwards, I can tuck it away and kind of forget about it. Great, great instrumental album. Yes. Memorable? For me, it's not. So that brings us to number 7. And this one, we start getting into the more memorable category as far as I'm concerned, with some really great melodies, some really tasty playing. And that is Tony Mech Alpine with Equilibrium. Fantastic album. Really good. Probably should have been higher, but I've listened to this one probably less than the others. But such a great player. So tasty. And there are some really infectious melodies throughout this whole record. Number 6, C2A Simpa 3. I think I said that wrong, but fantastic, beautiful, moving. This album has all of the elements you want in an instrumental album. You can listen to it and you don't care that there's not vocals. It never even really comes up. It's a non-issue because it speaks so well to you with just the instrumentation, and that is important, I think. Number 5 is the Omnific. So just your standard 3-piece band, drums, bass, and bass. Dual bass and no guitar, right? I should hate it, but I love it. Man, these guys are so good. It works so good. I don't think I've ever heard that before, a dual bass band. But man, the grooves here are so good. The playing is out of this world, and I find it pretty memorable. Towards the end, it can get a bit repetitive. There's only so much bass you can do, I guess, but they do a lot with the bass on this album. And if you love bass guitar and you haven't heard this, well, hear it because you're going to be floored. Now, number 4, we get to a guy who doesn't need to tune down to Z and have 25 strings on his guitar to be a badass. It's George Lynch. It's seamless. His first instrumental album with just original material, and it is really good. Now, he's really tasteful here, and my only complaint is I wish he would have went a little bit further, a little bit more shreddy, because there are plenty of moments of really impressive playing, but a lot of it is really in the pocket. There's a lot of really cool experimental stuff going on that he does, and you could tell most of it's improvised, but he always keeps a nice melody going through the song to keep you hooked into it, and you never lose your place in the album. At least I don't. Of course, he's my favorite guitar player ever, I think, and that could be why I always remember this album. But this is a guitar album that I can listen to on repeat. There's not many that I can. This one I can and have many times. I hope I got that. That was number 4. For some reason, I think I said number 5, but that was number 4. George Lynch, Seamless. Number 4. Number 3, I Built the Sky with Jake Wholesome Low. Coalesce. EP, it's only 5 songs, but this is so good, so jaw-dropping and inspiring, and it is really that good. If you like gent and you like heavy music and you also like shred, this is where it's at. So good. Similar a little bit, I suppose, to number 2, which is Vice's Electricity Downtown. A phenomenal album, just absolutely phenomenal. The rhythm section here is so good. The bass pops out at you. It is just, there's so much funk going on through portions of this, mixed in with progressive, mixed in with anything and everything you could possibly want. But this is a jaw dropping out. Plus, there are so many different guitar players coming in featured throughout these songs. This is an instrumental album that I can listen to again and again as well. Brings me to number 1, Jake and Owain. Actually, I don't know if that's how you say his name. Chapter 1, Shreddemption. I love this record. I love everything about it. So much jazz fusion going on with so many different elements. There's this really, at times, almost over the top, cheesy, on purpose, 80s thing with the synths and the drum sounds. There's the 80s production going on with those huge drums. But it's so enjoyable to listen to, and I love this album. So impressive. It's fun, but yet it is very impressive as well. Very just. So this has absolutely amazing guitar playing by 2 fabulous guitar players. How could you possibly go wrong? You couldn't, and that's why it is the number 1 guitar-based, heavy, instrumental album of the year. Put it in writing, lock it in stone. This is the list. Unless something else comes up, this is the top 10 of that category. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. See ya.